What's up, everybody? Welcome to VGU.TV's PlayStation podcast, the DualShock Show, where we only talk about everything Sony. I'm one of your hosts, Matt Mobley, alongside, as always, Tom Freeman.
Tally-ho.
And Allan Muir.
Turns out when you play the Game of Thrones, you win or you die. There is no middle ground.
You know what that reminds me of, Alan, is when that game Slender came out. We're playing it. Josh and I, Josh Mobley, host of VGU.TV Gamercast, suffering right now. Go listen to it. So we're playing it, and like he gets like up to like maybe how many pages are there? Like 8. He gets like maybe 6 or 7. And he's like, "What happens when you win?" And like he looks up the ending on YouTube, and it's like all 8 pages, and he watches them get all 8 pages, and then nothing happens. They're just like still there, like running around, and finally Slenderman catches them, and it's like, okay, so basically you die. Like when you lose, when you win, you lose. So every week on DualShock, we start the show with a section called "What Have You Been Playing?" Alan, haven't been playing much this week.
Yeah, I've only been playing MLB 13.
Yeah, and I already know this because this is our second time trying to record this podcast. Because Tom and I were making jokes that we were having some.
Don't speak of it, or else I'll have it again.
Well, all right. We'll just move on. Yes. But something worth mentioning. Before we move on to Tom, you mentioned in the last take that one of your hitters is going to break Barry Bonds' record.
Yes,
which
he's going to break that.
Awesome.
He's going to break the single season RBI record too.
That's good.
What's your hitter's name?
Travis Hafner.
Ooh.
Or as he's nicknamed, Pronk.
Pronk. We also mentioned that 42, the story of Jackie Robinson, the movie is very good. Go watch it. Tom, what have you been playing?
Played Resident Evil 5.
That was
someone who drops out the call all the time.
Oh, come on,
Matt.
Come on. That was a lot of fun. We had a lot. We were having some fun. We decided to play Lost in Nightmares on professional.
And decided not to kill the zombies, but run.
That was pretty terrifying.
To the bit in a prison cell, and there's like 3 of them.
It was so sad because like we were playing, and we finally got all the way to Wesker before fucking Tom's like, I gotta stop.
It's like we had the VGU meeting, and then my laptop decided it wanted to do a Windows update, so I was like, well, brilliant. And then I wasn't paying attention because we died during the fight, and you need to press X in 30 seconds, and I didn't see that, and I was like, oh.
We almost finished it. After all we'd been through, Tom, you were like, fuck it.
Yeah, shouldn't be playing Guacamelee then.
Hey, Guacamelee is very good.
I also touched a bit of XCOM again.
Oh.
And my current playthrough, it's not looking too good. I've lost most of my men.
Oh, no.
Isn't that what happened last week?
Yeah, but I started a new
thing. Totally different playthrough, because remember,
I failed. This week,
remember, he failed. So he had to start over.
So I didn't fail. I've not failed yet, but it's not looking too good. My funding's a bit low.
It's not an issue of like, if you fail, it's a matter of when you fail.
Pretty much at the moment, I'm like, trying to hold on. I might be able to make it. I'm hoping I can, because I don't want to start again and lose all my amazing characters. Oh, you have their little nicknames. It's just amazing. But apart from that, I've not really been playing much. So what about you, Matthew?
I've thrown a couple of things in. I played a little bit of Tomb Raider, just for. I was with a friend, and I wanted to get a couple of collectibles, but I didn't play for very long. I pretty much just got like the collectibles in one area, which was very small, and then was like, all right, I'm gonna put this away. We played Resident Evil 5. I've been playing Guacamelee, and I'm actually really close to beating it. I have like the final boss, but I thought I'd get 100% first in everything else, then go for it. So I've been doing that. Working on Sonic 4. Just got the last Chaos Emerald last night, so that's fun. And Mass Effect. I'm playing a lot of Mass Effect. Played for like 3 or 4 hours yesterday, just doing Mako missions, which was the worst. That game, I wish would autosave a little more often because I always forget. And so like I'm in a Mako mission and I'm driving around getting all these anomalies and whatnot. Get into like a room and I'm like, oh, and like I don't even pay attention. I'm like, I'm pretty sure this autosaved, and then I die, and then it takes me back to the beginning. I'm like, oh fuck! Oh, I hate driving this thing. Upgraded my Intimidate, so finally told that bitch he couldn't have his wife. So.
Oh.
Oh man.
Wow,
why you gotta be like that?
Well, I'm a renegade who has to get the job done, so it makes more sense for my character to be like, this is war, motherfucker!
Does it make sense for your character to be a dick?
Yes. She's ruthless. That's what I picked. Ruthless.
So you could have been the honorable hero, but you chose the cold, icy bitch.
That's right. I did all the missions around the Citadel. Now all that's left is like the missions I gotta do outside of, out in space. So that's gonna be fun. I'm really enjoying it.
Did you do Novaria yet?
No, I'm actually gonna do Artemis Tau so I can get Liara and start leveling her up. But I've been doing a lot of side missions first, so I'll probably do Novaria in a little while because I just keep, like, every time I get into combat, like, big combat, I'm just like, man, really regretting that Vanguard decision. Because I'm not very good at this at all. Like, I wish I could have at least tried, what is it, Adept, I think, that is basically Vanguard except with long-range weapons.
Yeah.
So, but too late for that. I'm really hoping that at some point maybe I'll be able to at least get some kind of, be able to use the sniper rifle and the assault rifle at some point. Maybe.
Well, you'll eventually be able to use it. Maybe next game.
Yeah.
Maybe in Mass Effect 2.
Mass Effect 1 is just a real pain in the ass.
Now you know how everyone felt like 6 years ago.
I've played it twice.
Do you recommend I buy it then? The original?
No.
No.
Get the comic.
Alan says no, but I say, like, for all its faults, I still think it's a great game. And I still think if you're going to play all three, or if you're going to play the entire series, 1 is not a bad game to play. It's difficult to go back to after playing 2 or 3. But, I think it's worth playing. Mako's a pain in the ass, but, it's worth it. And that's all I've been playing this week. But let's talk about what you're going to be playing, listeners. Because there's a huge sale on the store this week, and I think maybe next week, but I don't know. I don't know how long it's going to run. This whole spring fever thing, it's going crazy. PSN's just bringing you so much good shit. Alan.
Yes.
I'm so excited. I cannot control the volume of my voice. I'm like Austin Powers in the first movie.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Alan, I need you to tell me what's in the U.S. store.
Okay, we've got Zombie Tycoon 2 for free.
Uh-huh.
But who cares?
I don't know how to react to that. I've been hearing a lot about it, and I'm not sure how I should react to it.
It's free. Who cares?
Yeah.
I know that it's cross-buy, cross-platform, all that, So, but I don't know what it is. I don't know.
It's free. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's free. But there's a PlayStation All-Stars sale that is including sales for basically characters that are in the game, their games.
So much.
So we've got PlayStation All-Stars for PS3 at $19.59.
Oh, yes.
The Vita version for $17.49.
It's a really fun game. I really enjoy PlayStation All-Stars.
Is it worth buying?
Yes. Especially if you
yes.
have other people to play it with.
I don't have any friends.
Well, I broke my rule because I don't usually buy fighting games because nobody comes to my house and I'm shitty online. But I bought it because A, easy platinum, B, lots of fun, like even online. So I think it's worth buying. Especially like now that it's on sale. So Tom, I would suggest you go ahead and go for it and get your next platinum.
Nah.
Yeah, do it.
Not my kind of game.
Do it.
Okay. Next up, we've got Bioshock 1 and 2 for $9.79 each.
Ooh.
Get one. If you
One
haven't
is
got
great.
it.
One is great. Two is,
Bad padding.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's just filler.
Two is there.
2 follows the whole theme of sequels are never as good as the first one.
Yeah.
Two is,
That,
it exists.
Except for Uncharted 2.
Yeah, except for Uncharted 2.
Uncharted 2 is great.
Next up, next up is Metal Gear Solid.
Oh my god, yes.
Buy the original. It's still playable. I bought it. I play it.
Metal Gear Solid 1 is $4.89.
Yes.
Metal Gear Solid 2 is $7.34.
You can maybe miss that one.
Metal Gear
I don't
Solid.
know. Like, I enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah, but you can miss it.
Metal Gear Solid 3, $7.34.
Buy it.
Oh my god, Metal Gear
Buy it.
Solid 3
You
is
don't even
so
need to know
good.
anything about Metal Gear Solid to buy it. And if you do like Metal Gear Solid, it's got a billion Easter eggs, so sure.
Yeah, because it's basically, it's the top of the timeline, so it's very accessible.
That's amazing.
The HD
It's a
collection
very good.
is $19.59.
That's worth it.
Peace Walker
Yes.
is $9.79.
Peace Walker is
I guess if you
Peace
have a
Walker's-
Vita, you should buy it, but
Peace Walker is a slog. Jeez,
it's not really a Metal Gear Solid game. It doesn't
Like,
feel
it's-
like it.
like it's good. It's a slog.
Yeah.
Next up is Sly Cooper.
Highly recommend.
1 through
Very
3 are $4.89 each.
Yep.
Thieves in Time is $19.59.
Not played it. Don't like the art style.
It's good.
I've heard it's very good, and I want to play it because I want to get that platinum because I got all 3.
The first
So-
Little Big Planet is $14.69.
It's still a bit pricey, considering Little Big Planet 2 is just Little Big Planet 1. All
Well,
the online stuff, which is the best part of...
Little Big Planet 2 is free.
Oh, there you go then.
Oh.
Never buy Little Big Planet 1 then.
I got Little Big Planet 1 free after the PlayStation outage, so I didn't play it very often though.
Next up, Devil May Cry HD Collection is $14.69.
My friend has that, and he says that's good as well.
I have it. I have it too. It's
It's-
Here's the thing. If you've played DMC from January, the new Devil May Cry reboot,
Mm.
it's very hard to go back
It
to Devil May Cry. Like I was a guy that I loved Devil May Cry 3. I thought it was such a fantastic game, so much fun. Dante ruled. And then I played DMC and was like, oh man, this game is awesome, and tried to go back to DMC 3 and just couldn't. I was like, and it wasn't like, oh man, this game is shit now. It was just like, who gives a shit? DMC ruled.
Next up is the children's favorite guy, Kratos. His games.
Children!
God of War 1, 2, Ghost of Sparta, and Chains of Olympus are $7.34 each.
Well, Chains of Olympus is the only God of War that I've actually gotten the platinum in, which is disappointing because I've tried to get it in others. God of War is as everybody knows, I got a love-hate thing with God of War, but it's good. Definitely pick those up if you're going to take advantage of this sale. What else we got?
Next up,
Ooh.
we have Infamous 1 for $14.69.
Infamous 2 is still free, isn't it?
Yeah, it's still free.
Man, that's the when did that go free? What that and Little Big Planet 2? That was like after E3, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it's still free. Jesus.
Because it's a Sony first party, so they can afford to do it. They don't take a loss, do they?
Not really.
Because they know no one's really going to buy it now, and they're just building hype for the next game.
I mean, that's so awesome of them. Listeners, buy more games. PlayStation rules. All right. Don't give me your Xbox garbage. All right. Go on, Alan. I'm sorry.
Festival of Blood is $4.89.
Yes.
Next now, on to Twisted Metal. Twisted Metal 1 and 2 are $2.79 each. Twisted Metal Black is $4.89. Twisted Metal Head On is $3.91, and Twisted Metal New is $19.59.
Well, all right. I remember Josh Mobley is the one that reviewed Twisted Metal, the most recent one, a long time ago. I think he gave it a B. Well, I mean, today's equivalent of a B, because we were using numbers back then. I think it was like an 8.5 or an 80% or something like that. I personally didn't see, the hype. Not a big Twisted Metal guy, so. But if you're into wacky, kooky racing games, there you go. Twisted Metal.
Next up, everyone's favorite, Ratchet and Clank.
Yay!
Ratchet and Clank.
Ratchet and Clank Future Quest for Booty is $7.34.
Yes.
All for One is free.
Who cares about that one?
Ratchet and Clank Collection is $14.69. Ratchet and Clank Frontal Assault is $9.79.
Yeah, isn't that? Oh no, that's not the new one. Which one was the new one?
Crack in Time.
Recent?
Oh no, the
Crack in
most
Time.
recent one. What, of the main series or the spin-off rubbish?
No, just the one that was like most recently released. Like it was like released in like November.
Q-Force, I think it was. Yeah.
I thought I saw some one that was like I don't know, but it was like pretty recent, but still like really cheap because it didn't do very well at all.
They're not as ambitious as the other ones. That's why lower budget as well.
Where was I?
Full
You
Frontal Assault, wasn't it?
Yes.
Full Frontal Assault,
Next
yes.
is Up Your Arsenal
Yep.
for $7.34. And lastly, Secret Agent Clank.
That's a PSP game, wasn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
But a good one.
I played it.
Now, onto notable additions.
Notable additions.
Roller coaster.
Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 is $19.99.
Yeah, who cares?
Deadly Premonition, the director's cut, is $39.99.
I do actually kind of want to play that, but I don't want to pay that much for it.
Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon is $14.99.
That actually does look pretty awesome.
It looks too insane.
Yeah, I've heard mixed things about that game.
I haven't played any Far Cry. I mean, I play not like Far Cry 3.
I played Far Cry Poo.
I played Far Cry. I played Far Cry 2 when it came out for free for us a long time ago, and I hated that. Like I didn't even make it like very far into it. Like maybe 2 or 3 missions before I was like, yeah, I don't want to play this.
So boring. It's really boring. That's the problem with it.
It was very, very boring. My brother-in-law used to have the first Far Cry on his Xbox, the original Xbox.
Which one?
And I believe so.
Because I know they never ported over the PC version of Far Cry.
Instincts, I think.
Because that was a crisis of its day.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed that. That was fun.
Yeah.
But I haven't played any of Far Cry 3. I hear it's fantastic. I hear that the this blood dragon is a lot of fun. You know, like really ridiculous, and everybody knows I love ridiculous.
Yeah.
Just look at Saints Row. So.
Next up, we have Poker Night 2.
Which.
Don't believe it.
Which, like, I'm surprised Alan's not like, really, this game was real? Like, you didn't believe me. You didn't believe me when I was like, Poker Night 2. You're like, I don't know about all that.
I can get it for $9.99.
Like, that ain't real.
I've heard that game gets really repetitive quick.
I've heard that, yeah, they repeat a lot of the jokes, you know.
Yeah.
For those of you who aren't PS Plus members, and by this point, who isn't?
Me.
My girlfriend, because she has no money.
Zombie Tycoon 2 you can get for $9.99. So, yeah.
But, you know, if you have that PlayStation Plus, you can get it for free. So, get up on that.
Inafune's new game.
I do try to tell her, you know, like you gotta put aside some money and get that because you need it. Yeah. Anyway, go on. I'm sorry.
KJ Inafune's new game, Soul Sacrifice, is available for $35.99 for the Vita.
Mm-hmm.
And lastly,
they're talking about it. They're talking about making another one. So, you know, if you're a fan of it, or if you're looking to check it out and you want to get invested in it, you know, go ahead and play the first one.
And lastly, the one, the only, Katamari Damacy.
Never played it.
Have you not? Is this the PS2 version?
Yeah.
The best one, buy it. It's
It really
amazing. I spent so many hours on that game. You should buy it.
Best one, buy it.
It is. I was so disappointed by the PS3 one.
I never played it.
Super Pandas.
I saw it a lot, you know, back in the day,
It's amazing.
but I never actually played it.
Well, there's your chance. Buy it.
I'm not gonna buy it.
Buy it.
Come on,
How dare you?
It's $9.99.
It's amazing.
I don't have that much money.
Liar. It's amazing. Buy it.
I'm not
Buy
lying.
it. No, you better buy it. Buy it.
I'm not buying it.
Buy it.
I'm not gonna buy it.
Buy it.
It's gonna be on the store. I'll buy it later,
You
maybe,
buy it now.
or I'll buy it later.
PS3, they really need to import that option from Amazon. But just buy it now.
Buy it now. Amazon Prime.
Buy it with one click.
One click. Yeah, crap. How slow the store loads nowadays.
So I was noticing the other day that in a row, PSN has offered 3 of my favorite franchises for sale, and that's Grand Theft Auto, Resident Evil, and now Metal Gear Solid. So I've been actually trying to get my girlfriend to spend what little money she has left to get some of these games. Like I actually got her to buy the first 3 Resident Evils the other day.
Yeah, why did you make her do that?
Because those are good games. Those
Not
are
for a
good.
newcomer, especially not. I don't know.
Well, she's never she's missed out on a lot of games.
You should start her off with Resident Evil 4.
I think that it's worth it to get in on the history and try to do that. You know, that's like saying don't play Metal Gear Solid 1. Old game is old.
No, but I wouldn't get someone who's unfamiliar with the franchise to start with that.
It's
It's just going to be a hard sell. It's a hard sell.
Well, she's got him. She gonna do it. I played that game. I played the first one 3 times, so that's fun. I'll be able to help her. Tom, what's in the Europe store?
In Europe, for PlayStation Plus, you can have Hitman Absolution for free.
Oh, shut up.
You've got Sexual Simulator Catherine for free. That's a puzzle game where you choose between 2 women and spend most of the game in a pub.
Well,
Yeah.
look at this one.
And then Malicious, no idea what that is, but that's for free, so check it out, because it's free.
If you want to listen to 3 drunken assholes play Catherine, you can find a video of myself, Josh Mobley, and a mutual friend of ours getting drunk and playing Catherine on YouTube. It's called Intoxicated Gaming. Episode 1, Catherine. Never made another one. Well, we made another one, and then Josh lost it. So, gripe at him for losing an awesome game. Or losing an awesome video. Because that would have been awesome. And I said awesome a lot. Go ahead.
We have a Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon has 20% off discount. Zen Pinball 2 is 50% off. And Hamilton's Great Adventures 10% off, whatever that is. And for notable additions and deals of the week, we have Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon bundle, which is $63.99. So that's Far Cry 3 with the DLC, and then you can get Blood Dragon on its own for $11.99. We have Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 for $15.99. Pokénite 2 for $7.99. Zombie Tycoon 2 for $7.99. And Aliens Crap Marines Raycon Pack $7.99.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, that's it for the PlayStation Store this week in Europe.
Oh, I forgot to mention, Fatal Frame 2 hits the PSN on Tuesday.
Really?
Hey, do you want to cry?
Fatal Frame 2 is, I haven't actually finished that one. I started a long time ago and then...
Now you have the chance.
I still have it. I have it on PlayStation too. I don't need to buy it. No trophies, who cares? But it is a very good game. From what I played, it's supposed to be much scarier than the first one, and I believe that. I felt the tension building, and just like how long have I played? Like maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes of the game, and I feel it. It feels scarier. I think it's actually, that's how I got into Fatal Frame. Was I was looking at clips from like scary games on YouTube one day a long time ago, and it was someone playing Fatal Frame 2, and he's like walking through a room, and the tension is so hyped up that like you can hear him playing, so it's like a let's play, I guess. Or it's just like, or maybe it's just a video of him like this guy freaks out during Fatal Frame, and he's walking through a room, and he walks by this dresser, and a teddy bear falls off the dresser. Not even like a little like sound cue, like boom, just like it falls off, and he goes because he's so tensed up because ghosts pop up from anywhere in that motherfucker. So. Definitely check it out if you're into scary games. No trophies though, so that's still disappointing, but I guess that would take you out of the moment anyway. Awesome. Okay. Was there anything else we wanted to mention before we moved on to the news?
No.
All right then. It's time for This Week in PlayStation. Tom, why don't you take us away?
2K has officially announced the Bureau XCOM Declassified, which is a tactical squad-based third-person shooter set for an August 20th release in North America and the August 23rd in Europe for PlayStation and PlayStation 3 for $59.99.
All right. Now the Bureau, if I was good at games like XCOM, I would be interested in the Bureau because it's like a period piece kind of game.
Yeah, it's like LA Noire with aliens. But not much has been shown about it yet, and it's not going to be like the XCOM that became popular.
The trailer is out.
Yeah.
So listeners, if you want to check that out, I don't know if you've checked it out already, but if you haven't, go ahead and take a look. If you're an XCOM fan, you're probably already going to get the game. So, but still, check it out. Newcomers. Alan, do you have any opinions on this? Right here. He's like, I was not prepared for this.
I was not. I was actually thinking of pizza.
Oh my god, I'm actually really hungry right now.
So am I.
Stay on target.
Stay on target.
I have enchiladas in the fridge. I'm gonna make that after we finish the show.
I'm excited.
Good? Yeah.
Might be a good game.
Or it could be bad, which...
You're excited either way.
No. Okay, I've got to clear this up. I play bad games. I don't like bad games. Okay?
The surefire way to make sure that this game is bad, give Alan the review.
Oh, please no.
Oh.
Make sure you're in that list now.
Oh god, it comes out right when I don't have anything to review. Oh god.
There you go.
Alright, go on, Tom, please.
If you like repetition and masks, a promotional poster for Call of Duty Ghosts has revealed a release date for November 5th. So remember.
And it sure does look like that ghost fellow from Modern Warfare 2.
But that can't be. He's dead.
Sure. Yeah, just
Spoilers.
like that guy from Call of Duty 1 who sounds exactly like the ghost from Call of Duty. I meant Modern Warfare 1. It's just gas. That's what Ghost is.
It's like, this is really just kind of like a whatever kind of piece. Like it's kind of like we're covering it just because we have to. Because
it's just
who
a
fucking
cash
gives a
grab.
shit about Call of Duty anymore.
They wrote a comic
Frat Boys.
about Ghost back in the day as well. So.
If you're a PlayStation fan, you don't give a shit about Call of Duty. If you're an Xbox fan, Call of Duty is everything.
Call of Duty, bro.
Call of Booty.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ubisoft has confirmed that the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 versions of Watch Dogs will contain an exclusive 60 minutes.
Oh boy.
This is similar to, was it their Black Flag announcement where they announced the same thing?
You see, it's worth it. It's worth it to be
Is it really an hour?
PlayStation fan.
I bet it's not. I bet it's like 20 minutes. I bet
It might. I don't know, man. I think that's legitimate.
No. How?
They're just trying to like hype you up. They're like extra 60
It's
minutes,
just, yeah.
minus 40.
Yeah, at least it's not timed exclusive. At least this is kind of meaningful. Like, I never get those when Xbox gets stuff like the Skyrim DLC for 3 months earlier. It's like, I'll live.
Like,
But this is never
I'll
coming.
be all right.
It's coming over, so it's just harsh. Rayman Legends gets a release date. Hooray! After being delayed to an unknown time for a few months ago, Ubisoft has announced that the sequel to Rayman Origins comes out on September 3rd in North America, whilst Europe gets it on the 30th of August.
There
Who
you go.
cares?
Well, I mean, lots of people care because they built up a huge stink.
No, people care.
All right. Well, I mean, Rayman Origins is a very good game, so I have no doubt that Legends will be as well. And I'm glad to see that it's going to get itself its release date. It's ready to go. Yes. Alan.
Yes.
Can you take on the news from here? What else is going
Before
on?
I do you guys think I should buy a footstool?
A what?
A footstool.
A footstool?
Do you have
I don't-
feet? Do they need a stool?
Yeah.
There you go then, buy a footstool.
I don't. Where's this coming from, Alan? I don't know how to
Just thought I'd
react
bring
to
it up.
this.
His legs are swinging under his chair.
He's like you guys don't know, but I actually have very short legs, and they're just swinging from the chair, and I don't know. I don't much care for that.
Now it's
I like-
back to some relevance.
I like some solid footing.
A
Alright.
class action
Take a-
lawsuit has been filed against Sega and Gearbox Software regarding aliens cloning of Marines.
Listeners might notice that this is actually, like I did, that this is very similar to a story we already covered a few weeks ago. But as Alan was quick to point out,
That was Sega Europe.
this is
States.
just Sega. This is in the States. So it looks like
Copycats.
copycats or just really disgruntled people.
Tom,
Unoriginal.
you know the rule. You never angry a nerd. You never get a nerd angry. All I'll do is complain.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Look at the Star Wars prequels.
Ugh. I'd rather not.
This, I mean, Star Wars prequels are what basically caused Lucas to be like, fucking, let somebody else do it. I don't want to do it anymore.
Mickey, take it.
Okay. It claims that Gearbox and Sega falsely advertised Aliens by showing demos at trade shows like PAX and E3, which end up being accurate representations of the final product.
Mhm.
This is pretty much the demo that was shown at E3, which looked extremely awesome, way different than the final product.
Yeah, it's basically the same lawsuit, but in the States, because that was the same complaint, and it was from a Redditor, I believe. So that's good. Call them out on their bullshit.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
They've
if you're
already met the
gonna
stake.
get fooled into buying a shitty game, then you should, at least get something so that nobody else gets burned again.
Well, it's a good thing you bought the season pass. It's got loads of content headed towards it.
They lied when they said there was going to be story content. I have not seen a single piece of story content.
Oh, there's going to be a massive expansion you can get for free. It's going to be amazing.
Oh man, I can just feel the excitement in the room.
Blizzard has revealed that Diablo 3 is now available to pre-order for PS3.
I feel it. I feel for this story as well. Oh no, wait, I'm confusing that with indifference. Don't care.
Ordering from select retailers like GameStop will give you the Infernal Helm.
Oh my god.
Not as good as the Sword of a Thousand Truths.
Just so ridiculous. Like, Sword of a Thousand Truths! Sounds so ridiculous.
A helm. It's a helm that grants an EXP boost, thus accelerating your character's rise to power.
Oh man, that's,
Sounds cheap.
very cheap, actually.
Next up is something that I really do not want to talk about.
Good.
Because I'm so
Neither
angry
do
about
I.
it. Injustice's first character, Crapo.
Lobo.
Crapo.
Just, I mean, for anybody that's like, who? Like, scouring DC's Wikipedia, just like, who?
Is this the Hulk? No.
Crapo will be released on PSN and XBLA on May 7th.
Yeah. Huge waste of a DLC character, because Lobo is not very good. Like, he's not an interesting character at all. He's actually kind of a joke. Like, who gives a shit? So.
Next up,
huge
Square
waste of-
Enix news.
Yay.
Oh boy. What are them kooky Square Enixers up to this week?
Probably cancelling another game 'cause it's not making 90 million.
Oh man.
Square Enix has announced that Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn will be launching this summer on PS3 and PC.
Sigh.
But after Final Fantasy XIII, honestly, who gives a shit about Final Fantasy anymore?
I will say this much. I don't. I played a little bit of Final Fantasy.
I just edited it so it just says I don't.
No. I played a little bit of Final Fantasy 13 a long, long time ago. I actually still have it, and 13 too. Never finished it though. 13 is a game where like you really gotta have nothing else going on because that's an investment. But from what I played, like I didn't hate it. It's not the same. It's not like typical Final Fantasy. It's very linear. It's heavily reliant on cutscenes and all that. But I don't think it's a terrible game. I think it's a terrible Final Fantasy game. And I love Final Fantasy, and I think that, they can just try and get back to their roots.
Or abandon it like they should.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they do that whole Final Fantasy 13 versus, or make it Final Fantasy 15. But, like, give us more titles like Final Fantasy 4 or 7 or 9 or 6. Go back to your roots. Try and give something like that, because people love that. Those are like, as far as I know, the most popular Final Fantasies.
Well, they just
Also-
followed through with their promise of remaking Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, like such a cock tease. Like when they
That's
did
like
that.
10 years ago. They
HD
claimed
opening.
they do that. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And they're like, check out what the PS3 can do. Oh, does this mean we're making an HD Final Fantasy 7? No.
Just, no.
It's like, what are you?
No.
Then why would you bother showing it to us?
Everyone hates Final Fantasy fans.
Like, show us an actual game instead of, teasing us with a game that we all love and we all adore and we want an HD remake to.
What's in
So-
the news?
Anyway, that's how I feel about Final Fantasy. More news. DLC news. The next DLC for Borderlands 2 has been outed via a now deleted post on Twitter. Tom's trying to enter something. The image shows a very tired man laying down on the couch, and behind him is a poster that says Tiny Tina leading. It shows Tiny Tina leading a game of Bunkers and Badasses, aka Dungeons and Dragons. Alan, can you remind me what it's called? The expansion. Do you remember?
Tiny Tina, something dragon.
Tiny Tina's something coming soon.
No, Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep.
There it is. All right. Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon's Keep. It's coming, people. We were discussing this before the show, and it's deleted now, the picture, but it's not gone, because
You can't.
as everyone knows on the internet, you put something up on the internet.
It's never going down.
Yeah,
I think it's a controlled leak, though, really, because it gets a lot of people hyped. You wouldn't have had this sort of coverage otherwise if
You
they
say
just
that-
released.
You can say that for a lot of leaks now.
Yeah, but I mean, this one specifically, because they've already teased this DLC not too long ago.
that
I think it's a marketing thing.
the leak that I'm pretty sure is not controlled was the accidental Last of Us leak. Pretty recently, but we're not going to talk about that because
Spoilers,
Yeah.
Booker and Elizabeth are the main characters.
it's
Still best
Honest.
comment I've
like it's the game that keeps fucking with you.
Turns out, I didn't know the game started out with a lighthouse.
So
It's nanomachines.
we're not going to talk about that very much because it's Last of Us is a big game and nobody wants to get it spoiled. Not any of us. So I personally I'm caught on a media blackout. I've only seen trailers, and that's it. I don't want to know more. I just want the trailers to get me hyped. Anyway, speaking of DLC, Borderlands 2 DLC, and DLC in general, Konami announced a third DLC pack for Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, titled Blade Wolf, for and PlayStation 3 on May 14th, and a day later in Europe. It will be $6.99 in America and Europe, and $5 Microsoft points because they're stupid and they have a stupid system. Have you guys played Revengeance at all?
No, and I won't.
I will.
I don't care. I love Metal Gear Solid. Not gonna touch it.
I will eventually.
Nah.
The review is up on VGU.TV. Forgot the name of our website for a second. And the guy, Rich, that reviewed it actually gave it a B. So
It's meant to be good. It's just,
It's not-
what
it's
I
not-
come from Metal. It's not why I go to play Metal Gear Solid games.
it's not Metal Gear Solid. It's Metal Gear Rising.
Yeah, well, it's the same
So there's
franchise. It's just been
definitely
pawned off.
There's definitely a difference here
Yeah.
with the games.
Same
it's not,
franchise.
it's hack and slash.
Yeah, it's a Devil May Cry.
So it looks like mindless fun. Not as good as other Metal Gear titles, but still fun to play. And eventually, when I get to that point in the timeline, which is at the very end, I will play the game. And by that point, it will be very, very cheap. So, anyway, speaking of Metal Gear Solid, segue. First, David Hayter told us that he was not going to be Snake in Ground Zeroes, and we were heartbroken. How can you have Snake without David Hayter? Another classic voice icon, Kevin Conroy. Most people know him from the Batman animated series from the 90s. He is the voice of Batman, always has been, always will be, until now, apparently. Kevin Conroy has announced that he's not going to be the voice of Batman in Batman Arkham Origins. Now, I personally think that this makes sense because it's a prequel. We're looking at a younger Batman. But still a little disappointing.
I think he's doing voice work for Rocksteady's next Batman game. Honestly.
Hopefully.
Because I think it just shows either Warner Brothers isn't, they're not putting as much money behind Arkham Origins. They haven't got the first team on it either. They're using their own inside team who haven't really come up with anything brilliant yet. So they've got Rocksteady's working on something, because they're obviously not working on nothing. So I reckon Conroy is going to be either working for the next game unless they're making a Superman game.
Alright. Well, we'll see. I really would like Rocksteady to make a Superman game or, a different superhero game, whatever it is. Excuse me. Getting over that cold. Jeez. Finally, an ESRB rating has revealed that Grand Theft Auto 1 and 2 might be available on the PSP, PS Vita, and PS3 as PS1 classics pretty soon.
Trophies.
No trophies.
Trophies.
Not trophies.
No trophies. They're PS1 classics.
Trophies.
I would like to play these at some point, but
When they have trophies.
Exactly.
I mean, that would be nice. But I'm also not a huge fan of the top-down perspective.
Yeah.
Like, it really like Grand Theft Auto truly kicked off with 3. Like, that's where it...
No, the original GTAs were really successful, actually.
I mean, yes,
For what
but
they were.
3 is like...
Well, they sold tons of PS1s. Just people bought PS1s for just GTA games.
And I understand that, but 3 is like where it's at. Like
3 is when it went 3D.
Oh yeah, and open world. It pretty much pioneered the open world sandbox game. So, that's actually not Grand Theft Auto 1 and 2, but our topic of the week is very similar. It's Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yay.
Because we have a lot to discuss. Rockstar released a lot of stuff this week on Grand Theft Auto 5. And Tom, you have a long list of talking points.
This is from the fan site. These are just the biggest points taken from the trailers, and they've been letting a lot of different websites and other game publications have a look at the game itself. I think 30-minute preview. So
Before we begin, you mentioned trailers.
yes, there's 3 trailers.
Rockstar released 3 character trailers this week. On Tuesday. One for each character. Each playable character, Michael, Franklin, and Trevor. I assume that you both watched it. I'm
Yep.
sure Tom did, at least. Alan, did you watch it?
No, I did not, because I do not want to see a single thing until I play GTA.
You can't spoil GTA.
You can't really spoil GTA. You still
I know, I just want to come into it with full expectations.
I am the one that is reviewing Grand Theft Auto 5. Oh, look, this guy's fucking actually reviewing a game.
Why are you reviewing it?
Dude,
Because
you're reviewing...
because I called it.
You're
I
You
called
haven't even
it
played
last-
GTA 1 or 2.
Yeah, you
I
have
called
to
it
hear, you gotta
last,
play
like,
those two if you want to review it.
Yeah.
No.
Prerequisites.
Yeah, you do. And GTA London. I've played that as well. Just saying.
I already got the review. You're out of luck.
Well,
Um,
not if you die.
So then, Tom.
Yes.
Tom hires a hitman to kill Matt.
Tom, you and I can discuss these trailers real quick. Let's start with Michael. You know, we see Michael. He's he's at his therapist's office. He asks him what he wants. He's like, "I want something that isn't this," which is a really good line, I think. And you know, they're talking about his family, how he's kind of, you know, he's got this big penthouse. Now, Rockstar's really described Michael as the GTA character who won. You know, he got in, he made a lot of money, then he got out, and now he lives with his family. His family doesn't really care much for him. His wife's cheating on him. His kids, you know, spend all his money. His son doesn't really appreciate him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're riding bikes at one point. He says, "I don't know why I got to put up with this, you know, deal with this midlife crisis bullshit with you all the time." You know, the therapist mentions that Michael's kind of addicted to chaos, and Michael says, and you know, it's true to form in a Grand Theft Auto game. He says, "I'm rich, I'm miserable, I'm pretty average for this town."
Yeah.
Also, just like always, Rockstar knows the perfect music for these trailers. Queen's Radio Gaga is playing.
Radio Goo Radio Gaga.
It's a great soundtrack to this character. I've seen a lot of people online kind of say that, you know, Michael is like GTA Vice City. Franklin is like Franklin is like San Andreas, and Trevor is like a new breed. He's like the Grand Theft Auto 5. He's the true representation of Grand Theft Auto 5. Speaking of which, Franklin's trailer, not very strong.
I disagree. I think the last trailer was the weakest.
I don't think it's bad.
I thought he's more of the CJ. He's just coming because obviously, what's his name again? Michael. He's obviously starts off. He's a rich character.
Yes.
Like Franklin seems your more average Joe. I mean, he's got ties to gangs, but it sounds like he wants to get out of it. It seems very similar. Like he's in Los Santos, and it looks like the gangs are at it again. I think they said something like Grove Street are not in it, or they're dead or something, but Rockstar themselves. But when you see it in the trailer, they're wearing green.
They're wearing a lot of green,
and then they're fighting people who are fighting. Yeah, they're fighting people in purple. The ballers, yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that Franklin's trailer was bad. Far from it. I think it's a great trailer. But out of the 3 trailers that were released,
yeah,
I believe that Franklin's was the weakest.
All right. Yeah, I'm just saying as a character there, I think he's.
But he does look good. You know, he's running around. He's got a friend that's complaining he's not gangster enough. He's not a good enough gangbanger, you could say. One of his friends says he's starting to sound like a snee eye itch every day. So there's probably some tension there, you know, that kind of stuff. You know, he's in strip clothes. He's you know, doing this and that. He's got his little dog threatening people. Trevor is the character that to look out for.
What? I disagree. Completely disagree. I think there's a worse character out of the 3 they've shown.
I think he's the most interesting. Like, I want to see how he got this way. Like, as Rockstar stated before, Trevor and Michael, the 2 protagonists, have actually used to work together.
Yeah.
And they are opposite sides of the coin. Michael is the character who won, and, you know, he lives in this big old mansion up in the Los Santos Hills. He, you know, he's got a family, he's got money and whatnot. Trevor, however, lives in a trailer park. A trailer park who literally, like I can't remember the name of the trailer park, but underneath it on the sign, it says, "We have liquor." That's like its only claim to fame. Like, that's as if like that's the thing. Like live here because we have beer.
Mm-hmm.
Trevor is an interesting character, I think. He's the wild card. He's
Sandy Shores.
Sandy Shores is the place. Sandy Shores, we have liquor. Trevor's the wild card. You know, we see him in the trailer. He's howling at the moon. He's shooting at, trucks. And if you look closely in the background, you'll see a couple of like the Lost MC references. So it's interesting. We might see we're probably going to see the Los Santos chapter of the Lost, which was a big part of Grand Theft Auto 4. It was the centerpiece of the Lost and Damned. But, you know, we see Trevor, he's hitting people in the face with bats. Like, that was actually my favorite part. It was, you know, his name comes up as he hits someone in the face with a bat. He's climbing around in his underwear. He's talking about his dick all the time. He is shocking people with electricity and all that. He's driving on the tracks, jumps out of a car just as a train crashes into it. He's an interesting character, and I really want to see more.
Trains are back. One of the most exciting things.
Yes.
Well, it is. In 4, you couldn't get in trains. After San Andreas, where you could get in trains, derail trains. It's amazing.
I cannot wait for the Back to the Future mod.
It looks like a very exciting game. And, you know, Trevor's talking about his dick.
Yeah.
I want to get my dick out again.
Yeah.
Get my dick out again? So they're all interesting trailers. Check them out if you have the time. Or if you're a big fan.
Like a minute long.
Yeah.
There's a combined trailer out there as well.
Yes, there is. I've watched it a few times. With that, good time to start on our talking points. Grand Theft Auto 5 is our topic of the week.
Yeah.
Topic of the week.
Tom, why don't you start us off since you compiled this list?
So like GTA San Andreas and Vice City, you can buy property and so houses, garages, businesses. So you can go drop by and just earn extra income. So that used to be a big thing in older GTAs, and that wasn't present in GTA 4.
I'm sorry.
Did you remember? Right, that's fine.
I cut out for a second. Please dial it back a little bit.
All right. No, I was just saying about you can buy property now.
Oh.
So
buy
houses,
it.
Yes, like you could in San Andreas and Vice City.
Yes.
You could buy stuff just to earn money. I mean, Vice City was more like building an empire, but San Andreas you could just buy it. So.
Yeah, I actually in my San Andreas play I had all the properties. I bought every safe house when it became available, mostly due to the infinite money cheat.
Oh, don't need infinite money in GTA. It gives you money non-stop.
You do if you have to if you have hard missions like San Andreas.
Yeah. There's more customization in this game, which is always welcome. So you get haircuts, clothes, tattoos. That was absent in 4. You could only get you couldn't cut your hair. You could only get 2 hats and 2 sunglasses.
Yeah, like a Russian hat.
Yeah.
Like they weren't even good hats.
It's just like a trucker's hat and
all this sounds like a mix of San Andreas, Max Payne 3, and Red Dead Redemption all mixed together.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I completely agree with you. All this stuff is especially the next one is just ripped straight out of San Andreas. Yeah, we have like stamina, shooting, strength, stealth, flying, driving, mechanics, and lung capacity. These are each character.
Bad and have a heart attack.
Exactly. So each character is rated. They got these skill categories, which sounds a lot like San Andreas' skill categories. They used to have. Hopefully, they bring stuff like sex appeal and stuff back. So because the NPCs used to make comments about you, whether you were disgusting or amazing.
That's fun. I actually worked really hard in San Andreas to be muscular, and then I stopped going to the gym, and
Yeah, gain.
I actually didn't gain weight. Like, I didn't really eat that much. So
It's really stupid in that game, though. You lost strength for riding your bike around all the time. You lost muscle. It's like, what?
It's like, how do you figure?
Each character has a special, so there's a special ability for each of the characters' players. Franklin is an adrenaline junkie, can slow down time while driving. Trevor has a frenzy mode where he does double damage and takes half damage, which sounds a lot like the GTA 3, the drugs you used to get in GTA 3.
Oh,
yeah, it was
Spank?
like the pill icons you used to pick up and you could do.
Oh, yeah.
And he also gets a unique melee attack. And Michael has his own version of bullet time. So Franklin's is in the car while Michael's more outside shooting.
Interesting.
Specials are governed by the meter, which drains after use and recharges slowly. So these specials. And
awesome.
other skill categories are shared and can be improved by completing missions. So I'm guessing these are just gun skill or something, I don't know, but that all characters get improve on. Doesn't matter who you're playing as. And Trevor will always be the best pilot. Franklin will always be the best driver, but each can improve their proficiency a little. So I wonder how they implement that.
Another thing that I mean, it's a mechanic of the game. We all know this, but you kind of see it demonstrated in the trailers. Is there's the game is centered around heists, and switching back and forth between characters and what they're doing, so that you can kind of execute this heist effectively. Now I was watching the Rewind on IGN for the trailers, and I think it's Michael's trailer. They're dropping into a building, ziplining into a building, or not ziplining. I'm sorry, rappelling into a building, and taking this witness that the FIB is interrogating because they need him.
Yeah.
And Michael, I believe, Trevor is flying a plane. Michael rappels into the window. He bursts in, grabs the guy, and if you can't take him on, yourself, if you're like, oh, there's too much in here, quickly switch to Franklin, who is meters away in a building across, ready to snipe anyone that pulls a gun on you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a very interesting mechanic, and I'm very excited to I think this will add to the replay value.
Yeah.
To I hope that they do what they did with the Ballad of Gay Tony, where you could replay missions.
Yeah, I hope so too. Yeah.
Because otherwise, you're just going to have to start the game over all over again. But I think it does add to the replay value to try it out in new and different ways. See if you can do it as just Michael, or maybe just Trevor, or, do this and that, on the other, all that.
I'm sure they will with the three characters, yeah.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of fun. What else did you want to talk about?
We got pay and sprays are back, but now they got the deeper, just like in San Andreas. You can mod cars with paint jobs, new wheels, window tints, grills, spoilers. You can upgrade your suspension, your engine, and your brakes as well.
Mm-hmm.
And outside of vehicles, weapons can also be customized. You get laser sights, silencers, scopes, more ammo, stuff like that. So that's a whole new, dimension to the game.
Awesome.
You can pick up hitchhikers, do stunt jumps and flying challenges as normal. You can take part in yoga, golf, tennis, or bike races. So I don't know why they put yoga in. But with the new skills, I'm sure it affects one of the skills.
I'm sure there's got to be some kind of trophies for all these. I'm
sure it's fun as well. I'm sure it's just not normal yoga. I'm sure your character will swear and say stupid stuff as usual.
This is bullshit.
Yeah, or at least be like, I mean,
Fart.
yoga sounds like a Michael activity.
Yeah, probably because he has therapy, doesn't he?
So I can imagine like him like grunting and straining, like trying to keep a yoga pose and whatnot. Be like, this fucking, you know, just that kind of thing.
I feel
And,
bad
like,
for those poor hitchhikers, for what's going to happen to them.
I know,
People are gonna
I
do
can't
horrible
wait.
things to them.
With Mount Chiliad back, I know what I'm going to be doing to a few of them.
Oh yes.
Just take them in, just drive off a cliff.
Yep. And then parachute
Oh,
out and watch them fall to their doom.
Just like
Now,
in
these
the
sound
Thelma
like-
movies.
Ah, so good.
These sound like activities where like they're actually specific to characters. Like you're not gonna actually
Yeah, I'm
do
getting that.
yoga with Trevor.
I'm sure Franklin has some sort of gang activities as well, yeah.
You're not gonna pick up hitchhikers as like Franklin or Michael. You know, it sounds interesting, and I'm interested. I'm interested to see the trophy list for this because I'm wondering if it's possible. I mean, if there's multiplayer trophies, probably not. But if it's possible to maybe platinum this game,
Count it.
not if it's got multiplayer
If it's
trophies
anything
because those
like
are like
four,
fucking impossible.
There's a big focus on water in this game, so some boats will include gear such as a wetsuit, flippers, and tanks for diving, so you can breathe underwater. An underwater ecosystem exists. The sea is teeming with fish and sharks. Treasures can be found underwater, and you'll also find other NPCs looking for the treasure.
You
And
call them so you can get the treasure?
I guess so, hopefully.
You're
You can probably,
Yeah.
they're probably try and attack you, I'm guessing, as well.
yeah, these from what I understand, you know, this game goes from the top of the mountains to the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah. And there's no,
That sounds like a song. Or at least the lyrics of a song. To the top of the mountain, to the bottom of the ocean.
should start writing songs.
You know what
It's
else?
a true calling.
I didn't mention this, but the song that they used for Trevor's trailer was also pretty good. It's Waylon Jennings. Do you think that Hank Done It This Way, I believe, is the song? It's a long title, but I mean, like, I've got at least like half of it right. So it's not going to be hard to find
Yeah.
if you're looking for it.
Yeah, it was Waylon Jennings, Are You Sure Hank Done It This Way?
Okay, see, I was right.
Let's see. Yeah, so treasure won't be marked on the map. You have to find it yourself without help. And these dies won't offer massive payoffs, but will, quote, help grease the wheels. The character selection wheel is split into 4 triangles. Franklin, Trevor, Michael, and your multiplayer character. And it seems there's a close relationship between single and multiplayer. Simply pressing down the D-pad will drop and play in and out of multiplayer. So I'm guessing that'll drop you into the free roam. Yeah, it'll be a free roam version of the game world, just like GTA 4 or Red Dead. Yeah, that's good.
Interesting.
That's for me. I can't wait for the free roam, just the free play without the matches, just multiplayer messing about online.
And you know they're just gonna be like running around and fucking around. You know?
Exactly, that's all it is.
I cannot wait for the VGU plays of this.
Oh yeah, I really want to do a VGU plays of this. And you know what? Speaking of VGU plays, really missed opportunity for a Resident Evil 5 VGU plays that other day.
Yeah. But none of us have capture devices.
Yeah?
Yet.
Yeah.
Let's see, there's subtle differences in the way each character moves, even, to reflect their personalities. For example, Michael is slower and more deliberate. So there's animation differences as well as just character skins and specials. Rockstar says there'll be 5 times as many pedestrians in 5 as there were in GTA 4, which is insane, because GTA 4 can be crowded at times with NPCs.
Yeah. It's that's gonna be fun. There's gonna be a lot of casualties.
Yeah, and there's so many things. There's tourist buses can be boarded for a tour of celebrity homes. Film posters are plastered on the walls. Men in comedy costumes try to corner you outside of Cathay Theatre, including the Superman-like Impotent Rage and Master Chief Riff Space Ranger. If you ever watched the TV show in GTA 4 with...
Republican Space Ranger.
Yeah, that's
making a comeback?
Yeah, it sounds like they're going to have a proper movie and stuff in there, so...
I spent a lot of time. I actually spent a lot of time like watching TV because I wanted to see all the content. You know what the best show is, honestly?
Which one?
The Serrated Edge.
The Serrated. That seems to be always on there. I do like the cartoon though. I just think it's so funny.
I think it's CNT.
Yeah.
is one, but it only has like 2 shows. It has like the Serrated Edge and that History of Liberty City one, but. It is literally, it's the best show because like that one lady is like so exuberant and the other and like ready to kill people.
Yeah, I like the what's it called? The one where they look at the rich celebrities.
Oh yeah,
and they just get really angry at them. So in the game we got a new phone. It's called the iFruit. Ha ha ha. The game's new phone can be used to snap pictures and upload them to Rockstar Social Club. So who cares about that stuff? I don't really visit the website. They keep pushing it.
I'm on the Social Club because I'm a huge Rockstar.
Yeah, I'm on the Social Club, but I mean, I still don't use it. Yeah, I never actually use the site other than a few things. If you can unlock things in the game, like LA Noire and Red Dead has a few things you can use.
Right.
But I mean, that's a good way if you don't have any capture devices to show people funny things you found. The phone also has apps. In addition to the camera, there's internet, contacts, social media, a calendar, and a replay missions app. There you go. So you can replay missions.
Awesome.
There are 3 more apps Rockstar has yet to reveal. So yeah, I like that they've integrated the internet system into your phone now.
That's good.
That's good. Yeah.
Get into that iWeb. Get some spam emails.
Michael's obsession with classic films translates into in-game set pieces based on real-world movies. In the demo, there's 3 characters mount a heist very similar to the one from Heat.
Speaking of Heat, there's a top 10 list of franchises Gearbox will ruin.
Yeah.
One that is not on there that Gearbox does have the rights for is Heat.
Oh no.
I've heard so many good things about Heat. I've never actually seen it.
It's so good.
I need to watch it at some point. Please go on.
Let's see. We got mini heists. They're used to teach the player about preparation. Players must secure vehicles, outfits, masks, and the getaway vehicle. So it's all smaller parts of the bigger picture, which is very similar to one of the extra optional missions in San Andreas where you rob a casino. Probably one of the best missions in that game.
That actually, well, a lot of those weren't optional.
But that one, there was a specific one in San Andreas where you had to keep dating a girl, or you could kill her just to get her security tag.
Oh yeah. The one where you had to dress up as a gimp.
Yep. And stuff like that. So that was a whole optional side thing.
That was like a huge payoff because that was a huge mission.
And you got ridiculous money for doing it. But, yeah.
Like you had to simultaneously do missions at Salvatore Leone's casino to gain his trust.
Yeah.
And then do missions at Woozy's casino to prepare for the heist, and that whole heist was like an amazing mission. Like, night vision goggles, all this stuff. It was just so much fun. It's a great mission.
These smaller things build up to the bigger heist where the execution must be flawless, and you also get a choice between a cheap option or a more expensive option on your crew you take with you. But yeah, so if you want more skilled crew members, then you're gonna have to spend a lot more money. So that seems like a good choice thing. You can switch between the characters at any time, or manually or automatically.
Well,
like during cutscenes and stuff as well, apparently.
so you can just like see through their eyes or
I'm
something?
guessing so, yeah. Each character has a job to do. How much you switch yourself in or let the computer do is entirely up to you. If you die, the game reloads to the last checkpoint, even if 2 other characters are alive. Although they can be in completely other side of the country, can't they? And not part of the mission and stuff.
Right. Well, I mean, even if you're in a mission to get, like, all 3 of you, oh, jeez, can't win if you lose one of them.
Yeah.
So.
Although it's up to the player when you change your character, but the game tries to hint towards which would be the best moment to be a certain character. And then, for example, when Michael and Franklin are being underwhelmed by snipers, Michael might ask for Trevor's help. So it's kind of hinting you should probably change to that character for a more fun experience.
Right.
And a combat role has been introduced for moving between cover to cover, and there's a wider field of vision, and players can now run and gun.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, so that's the main pointers from the previews and the trailers.
God, so many pieces to talk about.
Yeah.
It's very exciting.
I think
I see you got an image in here.
Yeah,
Yes,
what the fuck is that image?
Oh, it's been doctored, as you may notice, by Samuel Jackson.
I see you
But
give
it's
the
one
finger
of the
to Samuel.
character arts. This is Michael's son.
Yeah, Michael's
He's
son
playing
Jimmy.
the 360, it looks like, but...
Michael's son Jimmy, and it looks like his sister in the background, only with
He's swearing
Samuel
at
Jackson. He's flipping her off. What's that shirt say? Does it say Frunk a lot?
Yeah, it does seem to look like that. And the drink he's drinking
Up
up
and
and up.
And there's a bomb
Which is
right next to him.
a reference to In-N-Out Burger, which is a West Coast
And
thing.
he's got a newspaper called Milk for that. And a big old bomb.
Yeah, that's a big bong.
Yeah.
That is... Oh my god, that's a huge bomb. So, listeners, that's all of our Grand Theft Auto coverage.
See it for yourself.
Now, we don't really have a question of the week, though we will... well, I'm talking about pertaining to Grand Theft Auto.
No.
But, I mean, if you want to tell us how you feel...
What other features would you want to see in Grand Theft Auto?
Stuff like
what
that.
other features?
What are you most excited about so far and stuff like that?
More importantly,
Yes.
will you buy the damn game?
Of course you will. Everyone's going to buy it. And if you're not,
Everyone.
then throw your PS3 in a bath.
Then get out.
No, get in with a PS3 and then drop it. While it's plugged in.
Jeez.
Yeah, hey.
That's dark.
Alan's getting dangerous. Tom was just being destructive. Alan's getting murderous. He was like, Tom's just like, you know what? Just fucking cast out your PS3. You don't need it anymore. And Alan's like, while you're at it, why don't you just go kill yourself? So, you know, there's that. But yeah, tell us how you feel about the game. If you're gonna get it, we definitely like to play with you because we're big fans of playing with the fans. But we do have a legitimate question. Like, by the way, last week we asked you what other franchise would you like to see made into a movie. We were talking about Heavenly Sword and Ratchet and Clank, and if it would open up, I don't know if I got any answers.
We got
actually.
one.
You got one?
Yeah. Hero says Uncharted's obvious. They're basically film plots anyway. He says all the ones I can think of are obvious, but he thinks Red Dead Redemption, Bioshock, Mass Effect, and Assassin's Creed would all be good films.
I mean, I could give a shit about Assassin's Creed.
I think that'd make a good film, though. Good old sci-fi, unexpected sci-fi. Going to the Animus, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose. It looks like I've got a couple of notifications. If I could just,
Yes.
you know, try and click on it. Son of a bitch. computer's trying to move really slow. Should have done this a long time ago. And nothing.
Thanks a lot for
Nothing.
nothing.
Yeah,
Thanks
all that
for
build up.
nothing.
All that build up. And nothing. So, sorry guys. But thank you, Hero, for your answer. Even though, you were mentioning Assassin's Creed, which... Wind Waker.
I don't like the games, but I can see how it could be made into a movie.
I could see that, too. A quick side note. One of my girlfriend's favorite episodes is the when we talk about Wind Waker as the next Assassin's Creed game. It was me and Alan and Nate Gamer. Our topic it was while your computer was out. Our topic of the week was supposed to be Assassin's Creed 4 because that was the week that it got announced, and we kept talking about Wind Waker. So we're like, Wind Waker, it's the next Assassin's Creed. Anyway, no answers except for Heroes, and we appreciate that. This week's question, not pertaining to GTA 5, but we still would like to hear your thoughts on it. This week's question is, what game have you replayed the most? Alan?
Yes.
Is there a game that you love so much that you have played multiple times? How many times have you played it? The one that you've played the most?
Aliens, Colonial Marines, about 100 times.
Oh, man.
Probably, it's actually tied between Fallout 3 and KOTOR.
Ooh.
Oh, really? But
Yeah.
aren't they? I don't know KOTOR that well. Are they by the same people?
No.
No. BioWare
Oh,
did
that's right.
KOTOR, and Bethesda did Fallout 3.
I couldn't remember. See, I'm dumb. Tom,
Fallout 3.
Fallout 3.
So many times. So many different characters, so many genders, so many skills, so many choices.
So many people to kill.
Exactly. So many. The game's made to be replayed silly amount of times, and I've spent way too long, and I always do it probably about once a year. Probably maybe twice a year. I probably get down and spend about 50 hours playing as a character.
I've probably spent at least, or over 100 hours.
Oh, I have, yeah. Over across, I probably spent about 700 hours like in my life. It's just this one of the games that I'll never sell, just because I always crave it every now and again. I just go through phases, and I bought the Game of the Year edition guide. The game's amazing.
Yeah, I saw that thing. That thing's big.
Huge.
I personally, the game that I played the most times would be Resident Evil 4.
With good
I
reason.
got it.
That game's long.
That is long.
That's what she said.
The game. I got the game on GameCube originally, and I played it and loved it so much. I played it at least 10 times on the GameCube alone. I've bought it 3 times. Bought it on PS2. Never actually played it on PS2 though. Never got around to it because then the HD version came out.
Yeah.
So I've bought it 3 times. I haven't played it on all 3 platforms, but I have bought it 3 times. And I played it at least once. I would say though that like by now, it's I played that game like at least 15 times.
Leon, help me.
Leon!
Help me, Leon.
Leon!
I still find a bit when you play as Ashley, one of the scarier parts of that game.
It is very scary because you have nothing to defend yourself, and you're just like running around, just like please don't kill me, knights, trying to get the
smashing the button so you open the door as a monk comes towards you. It's like, ah.
Yeah, I'll say
and then like
those spiked enemies.
Well, the regenerators.
They
The
creep
regenerators?
the hell
The
The
out.
Iron
first time I
Maidens.
played the game, I didn't get thermal scope because I didn't have
you're
a
like,
sniper
I don't
rifle.
need this shit.
Well, I didn't have a sniper rifle, so I was just like, I was going around with my revolver like being, shit, I've just used my best ammo and it didn't die. What am I going to do? And I quit the game. And then Googled it.
Yep.
Because damn.
Google for the win.
Oh, yeah. That's how they get you. Though if you do New Game Plus, you can always sell the thermal scope that you get.
Mm.
Yeah, more money. But yeah, that is probably the game that I've played the most. It's such a good game. I love it. It's almost time for me to play it again, actually. But I'll wait for a little bit. So listeners, that's our question of the week. What game have you played the most? And what is this that's trying to pop up on my computer? Anyway, what game have you replayed the most? That's going to be our question of the week. I hope that you, participate in that and give some answers because we'd love to hear about it. Lost my train of thought for a second. On to community questions real quick, because I know that Tom is running out of time. He's like, I gotta go.
That's right. We got a little bit more.
Pick up my lady. We got one community question.
Yay.
From Hero. Tom, why don't you tell us what Hero says?
He goes, what games do you think were close to being great, but were let down by some aspect, and how would you improve them?
That's a tough one. Alan, go first.
That's a pretty clear one.
Gaming.
Yeah, I let him go first because, he's got experience. He's got first-hand experience.
But
go on. Yeah, tell us more.
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Was it close to being great, though?
Could have been great. All he had to do was copy and paste Dragon Age Origins. That's all he had to do. It's the same game.
Game's so good.
Like, the story was good, but the gameplay was just awful.
Yeah. So you just suggest take Dragon Age mechanics and put it in a Game of Thrones universe.
Yeah.
Sounds good, yeah.
How about you, Tom?
I'd say Dragon's Dogma. I love that game to bits, but it's got some glaring flaws in that game. For a start, the pawns talking too much just doesn't need to happen. It's clever what they do, but there needs to be an option to tell them to shut up.
Shut your mouth.
The world, it needs more cities. There's 2 places in the game that have lots of people, and then the rest is just murdering wasteland. It's just kind of, it's nice seeing the city. But there's only one major city as well. It's just, I want to see more normal NPCs that aren't trying to kill me. Trying to think what else. I mean, the combat's great. Story's awful. That needs changing.
I was not a fan of the Dragon Age or
Dragon's Dogma.
no. Oh, I mixed up Dragon Age and Dragon's Dogma. I never played Dragon's Dogma.
It's really good, yeah.
I heard it was pretty good.
I think it's underrated. I think the first is because it starts off weak.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that game is amazing. But I mean, the combat's brilliant. I mean, the RPG stuff, finding elements, combining stuff, how you improve items, that's all great. It just needs, the world design needs improving, and the story just needs to be some sort of motivation to play the game, besides getting better loot.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's mine anyway.
A game that should have been better. Well, at this point, as far as current experience, I would say it was Peace Walker.
How would you improve it though?
Why, Kojima? Why?
It's not terrible, but
it's not terrible. It's just really slow.
It's because it's made for a handheld. I can see how that works. It's just, I don't know.
I'm not a huge fan of it.
Too grindy.
I'm not a fan of the mission system. It feels like too grindy. I think that it would have been better if it was just another Metal Gear Solid game.
Yeah, if they just broke it up by the areas, saved in between the areas you walk through. Like Metal Gear Solid 2 or 3, when you go to a new area, cuts to black. Yeah. If it just had a save point in there, then that'd be fine.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. Another game, I'm actually looking through my games right now, trying trying to see if there's another one. Just Cause 2 so far. Like,
Just needs a better story.
like I put
What was
it in
it,
and like I like it, but it's just,
There's nothing to do in it. It needs online, like the PC
there's nothing
version.
to do in it, even though there's like so much to do in it.
There's so much nothing to do in it. That's the thing. Like, it's fun to mess about, but there's no motivation to do it apart from it's fun, and it gets old.
Yeah, it's not that great. Jack 2 I wish was a little bit better too.
What?
But I guess that's just me like getting distracted from it. It's probably no fault of the game. But I think that's it. I think that's it on my part. I can't think of any others that like off the top of my head. Maybe Final Fantasy 13. But yeah. Thank you for the question, Hero. That means a lot. So I guess that's about going to wrap us up. Thank you very much for listening to VGU.TV's PlayStation podcast, The DualShock Show. Rate and subscribe to our iTunes under DualShock Show. Please leave us 5 stars. Or, if you just leave us any review, but we'd really prefer 5 stars. Leave us a review. Tell us how you feel. Be like, man, I love hearing about them PlayStations. Please visit our website. This is a podcast under VGU.TV. You can find the website on Facebook, or you can tweet at us at VGU.TV. You can also find this podcast in video format if you want to do that instead of iTunes on YouTube at youtube.com/VGU.TV official. All one word. DualShock itself has a Facebook and Twitter. You can find us at DualShock Show for both. That's all one word. DualShock Show. Under Facebook and under Twitter. Or if you want to tweet at us individually. We each have Twitters. Allan is at the Allan Muir. TheAllanMuir. I am at Mattman07. That's with 2 T's, in case you're wondering. And Tom is at Gaming Hobbyist. This is a PlayStation show. So we also have PSNs. Why won't you scroll? There you are. Allan's is That Jew Boy. It's ThatJewBoi. I almost said G. That Jew Boy with an I. I am Mattman310. Tom is Pi_Guy. That's Pi Guy, the guy with the pie. Thank you again for listening to DualShock. We will see you next time. Or, you'll hear us next time. Whatever. Shut up. Never stop playing.